Face card is coming in. So your person is telling you 30% of what's going on, and it's due to their concern over something that happened between them and a Cancer sign. All right, let's see. Sagittarius. Your person, let's see here. What's coming in with this person is telling you pretty much everything that is going on. So that's pretty decent, um, because they still have concerns over something that went on with an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Um, Aries. All right, your person is telling you 10% of what has gone on or is going on with them, and they do have concern over something that went on with a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Cancer. Your person, let's see, with Pentacles, with Queens coming in, they're telling you about 40% of what is going on with them. And this is largely due to them having a concern about something that went on with a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, and themselves. Cancer. Your person is telling you 10% of what's going on with them. And that has a lot to do with what went on with an Aries. Pisces. Your person is telling you about 30% of what's going on with them, and it has a lot to do with something that happened with them in a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo person, Scorpio. Your person's telling you pretty much, well, they're alternating, so it's pretty much everything, um, but for the most part, regularly they tell you about 30%. All right, so they're trying, they're making some improvements, but this is because something went on with an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini that kind of affects how they're thinking and what they're sharing. Taurus. Your person is telling you about 20% of what's going on with them, and this is largely due to something that occurred between them and an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini person, Capricorn. The person is pretty much telling you everything. I feel like you'd be able to sum it up, theorize, or figure it out anyway. Um, and they are highly concerned over something that happened either with an Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, or Leo. So they do have some things that they're majorly concerned about, but they've still been able to tell you for the most part to share pretty much everything. Your person, okay, is telling you about 30%. They're trying to, stretch and overreach, but it's only about 30%. And it's because of something that happened between them and this is a Scorpio or Aries who has them very careful here with how much they're sharing. Aquarius. Your person is pretty much telling you everything. even though they have major concerns because of something that happened between them and a Libra. At some point, Libra, speaking of Libra, your person is telling you pretty much everything. Although they have major concerns over something that happened with an Aquarius, between them and an Aquarius, Gemini. Your person is telling you about 2% of what has been going on with them because they have reservations due to something that happened between themselves and a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio individual. All right, so where you're going to see the most spiritual growth or interference, it could be interference that leads to growth, or growth that leads to a little bit of interference. Okay, so with a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, it's going to come in with some disappointment, a lot of spirituality involved in that love disappointment that some of you guys may be faced with Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Is going to come in with some creativity with you trying to move forwards and get something out there into the open that you can feel decent about. Also for Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, it has something to do with something you want to see results quickly with, or some incoming news that happens more or less fast paced, but it's some pretty good news. It's just kind of like I'm getting wild vibes from it because the timetable is not, I mean, you know, things may have been progressing slowly and all of a sudden, whoop, things are progressing more quickly. That's what you have going on. That's what I'm seeing here. Also, with a Libra, there's a lot of spiritual vibration around something that you have just put out there in the open, something that you feel strongly about, and you're not mincing your words. You're just saying, you know, how things are and things that you've learned. You know, you're putting them out there whether or not people want to dispute them. And there's a lot of spirituality tied up in that. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. It has to do with things being somewhat stressful and, for the most part, pretty bad for some of you because of all the challenges that are rearing up. There is just a lot of spirituality behind all that. It's not just, you know, some type of weird coincidence to something that's going on. Like, I feel like someone feels like something has been stretched to the max, or something aggravating is just steady trying to grow in the background. That is all due to something spiritual in nature going on. So, Aquarius, Gemini, there's a lot of spirituality in something that you're doing as you ease your way past a time period. This is kind of like something that was bothersome at some other point that, you know, it may be some type of anniversary to it coming around for you or someone who you know. There's spirituality there. For Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, some pain that you've experienced with the finality of something, like an ending, something that, you know, it's just over now, but it's just it was super painful for you or someone who you know. There's a lot of spirituality behind what's going on there. Also, someone had something crumble, and it was something that they were hoping for. They were in dire need of seeing something happen. There's a lot of spirituality entailed with that. Also for Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, there's a lot of spirituality with some plan that really just could have been tweaked for the best, for the better. However, you are now going in the direction that you would like to see yourself going in. So no frets about that. No need. Also, someone has some disagreement going on, and that was because of something spiritual in nature going on. And I'm getting some traverse or reverse or something that went on, and it has something to do with, people coming together wanting the same emotional outcome. And there's a lot of spirituality behind that. Also for Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, there's something very spiritual about the deepening wisdom and deepening compassion that is, if some of you may be toying around with it, and some of you just have it in your heart, this increasing knowledge, just seeing things for what they are. Also for Aquarius, Gemini. So weighing and distributing whether or not you're going to really put something out there. And, there's been a lot of help I feel like you've been offering people, but this is about, helping even more people. People who other people may not want to see you help. They may have reasons that seem logical. However, anyone who's protesting that, it is something spiritual in nature going on, and that's why they're doing it. It's not something that is intellectually based. This is like a good versus evil type of vibe behind that spiritual concept there. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, something going on with your adventure, something that you're new at doing, or something that someone wants to see you doing. They may be trying to hold your hand to it, symbolically speaking. This is all spiritually based. So there's some spiritual force behind that. Whether it's good, like you feel like it's a good thing that they're helping you through something, or you feel like they're kind of like putting a dreary vibration on it. Something deeply spiritual. It's rooted in what's going on. Also, someone has had an idea that is bound to bring prosperity, or it already has. There is a spiritual movement behind that prosperity, which is linked to overcoming some sort of anxiety or ambivalence. And it's all so that more money could be made. So this is a true blessing. And this is something that your enemy is meant to see. So I'm getting that verse. You prepare a table in front of my enemies from ancient text. So you will recognize that. And this is because this enemy has been selfish. And so they're going to see how it's done, because their enemy is being blessed, and you're going to use your funds rather wisely. That's the incoming message. And they're going to be in a position to look at things a little bit differently, something that they may have seen as somewhat of a sacrifice at some point. Again, they're going to see more clearly. So a lot of clarity coming in with what your enemy sees going on with you. And that's a studio spot to that. No doubt about it. For the best of everyone involved.